Welcome to Higher Thought with your host,
Nayday.
and your color commentator, Mo.
Mo. Or sometimes we call him Mobe.
Yeah, that's true.
He has many aliases.
I've changed my name
Definitely
now.
the asses part of it.
Yeah, well, somebody...
Speaking of which, TVMA, folks.
Right.
We're going to do our best to say PG words.
Yes. Daddy's going to work on his language.
But, yeah, sometimes we're so passionate about what we talk about.
And we talk about things that might disturb the feeble. No,
Surely.
the unprepared. The...
Well, the immature. Well, I mean...
Right, I know. Beavis and Butthead.
You know what I mean.
Right.
As far as parental discretion is advised, we say TVMA, just, I mean, not that there's that exists on AOC, but, you know, we talk about some stuff that if you don't have thick skin, well...
We could talk about poop.
We can talk about poop. We can talk about really anything you want, Acadiana. And the phone number's right on the screen. We got Shahid in the house today. He's going to come say what's up.
What's up, Big Daddy?
Well, I like that hat. I'm just styling and profiling today. I've complimented 2 clothing items. So, how about that? Which sometimes you just compliment people's clothing items to be polite.
Or when it's like really dope.
And yeah, it's a cool shirt.
Yeah.
Cool hat.
Yeah.
You know, I dig your style.
Right.
So, 366-8950. Get in on the craziest. You got to do something first, though.
Pound the deuce.
Yeah, it's part of our spiel here.
Exactly.
At Higher Thought.
Okay, so anyway, we're talking about dropping deuces. There was a serial diaper dumper in New Jersey.
A diaper dumper.
A diaper dumper.
A serial one at that.
Exactly.
And so they're just dropping deuces like bombs all over the place?
Just dropping diapers. There was a dude on his motorcycle that hit one of those loaded
like a diaper or something? Kind of
it was a diaper full of child's excrement. Put him in the hospital, totaled his bike, and they finally caught the dude. It was like a 60-something...
That's why this guy will never be...
68 years old.
This guy will never be driving a bike because with motorcycles, you have to take into account that everybody else
is an
stupid.
Yeah.
And you're going to get like 18-wheelers trying to run over you. You're going to get people throwing their diapers at you full of child poop, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, come on. Rocks in the road and big old potholes.
Okay.
In Louisiana.
A friend of mine owned Kawasaki. It was like an EX500. It was the Ninja without the fairing on the bottom end so that they could save money on insurance. And we went for a ride coming down the hill from Camp Nelson. Hit about 110 when I went on the bridge that went across the river. Halfway across the bridge, I saw this gray chunk of 2x4 come flashing past me.
Ooh.
Didn't see it until it got close. I closed the throttle. I realized that at that point, they'd have scraped me up with a spatula.
Well, no doubt, no doubt. So, this is not worth it.
I like bikes. I like to ride, but...
I don't. But, I mean,
Now,
even still, if I did like to ride bikes, I still wouldn't probably have one.
If you live in a reasonable-sized town, you know, like a Scoot, you know, if you want to go old school, you get a Vespa or a Honda Aero 500, or you could get one of those newfangled Chinese knockoffs of the Hondas for like $300 at your local
What I'm
swap
wondering
shop.
is, do we have any viewers that, you know, are perhaps riders? You know, tell us what you think, you know. I mean, what are some of the hazards y'all see on the road? I mean, my dad is a bike rider, and he's had his bike fall all over on him before, you know. So, I mean, he has the big old Road King, you know, style, which is a heavy Harley.
Heavy, yeah.
Heavy Harley. So there's been all kind of little shenanigans going on.
Oh, man.
And in my opinion, I think there have been some political stunts going on around election time here.
No!
Which, just to tell you what we got for the show tonight, of course we go through our little run of the news, give our higher thought take on it.
It's your fault.
Yeah, it ain't my fault. Did I do that? On this day, we do that sometimes. Lists of random different topics. We talk about studies. Randomly, we get calls. We would love more calls.
Yeah,
I just want to
absolutely.
hear from you. I miss you. It's an old school telephone. You know, it's
Right.
not
I
this
mean, we
thing
don't
that-
have a living tweet feed
like a running little
thing.
tweet
Yeah,
feed. No.
do we even have a Twitter account?
No, we don't even really promote, you know.
Well, we've got.
Which, let me tell you about this exchange that I had with some young lady online.
Okay.
So
Please don't call her a pig.
no, nothing of that sort.
Okay.
It was, and there's about the show. So that's why I'm
okay.
telling you.
Okay. Cool.
So,
Cool.
I'm talking about Higher Thought. I remember what it was. I was like, I think sharing that they did the Saturday Night Live sketch about AOC.
Right.
Okay, so I was sharing that, and some girl talked about, and I was like, maybe Saturday Night Live made their sketch after Higher Thought on Thursdays, airing live, 6 p.m. Free plug, right?
Right. Absolutely.
So, and some girl was asking me what our media platform was, blah, 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 blah. And we were talking about, well, you know, we are live on AOC. We also stream on YouTube, by the way. All you got to do is just search Higher Thought on YouTube. You got to search down a little bit. We don't have a lot of subscribers.
No, but I've got friends in the bluegrass that watch us.
Sure. But the thing is like, we don't really promote because...
Hey, maybe we could sell merch. Not promote and sell merch.
Not promote and sell merch.
Yeah, T-shirts, stickers.
I am a big fan of...
You like a good sticker, something that would go across the back window that says Higher Thought?
Higher Thought.
Do you think that would get you pulled over any more frequently?
Well, I mean, like, why would it get you pulled over? It means, like, that you're an educated person. That's what the show's about, right?
Exactly, but is everyone an educated person?
Well, when you watch Higher Thought live on AOC at 6 o'clock on Thursdays, of course, you become a more educated person.
Hallelujah, thank you, Jeebus.
Woo! Some shenanigans.
Oh.
Political stunts around election time, which, by the way, we are going to be talking a little bit about the amendments on the ballot for the election
Absolutely.
here in a couple weeks.
Absolutely.
But you were going to say something about how they got the caravan going. They got the packages going to the Dems.
Oh, it's just...
Tomfoolery.
It is tomfoolery. It's foolishness, and they're trying to divide the American population against itself.
Everything divides the American population against itself. If you haven't woken up to it, Acadiana, holy moly.
Well,
divide and conquer.
Exactly.
It's two sides of the same coin. And essentially, they serve the same purpose. The Republicans grow the corporations.
Grow the corporations.
The Democrats grow the government, which is the regulators for the corporations. So ultimately, the game is fixed. These elections, the news media, it is all political theater.
Okay, it is theater. But would you agree with President Trump when he said that it's the media's fault, mainstream media's fault, of the uptick in violence, and that he blamed the pipe bomb thing on them?
They are a big part of it, but that is not the source, my friends. Follow the money.
The money. It's all about the money.
It's all about the money. Whoever controls
Life
the
ain't
money
nothing
cares
but-
not about your
and-
laws.
Life ain't nothing but and money.
Yeah, the
The
blank.
police.
Fill in the blank. Hey, fill in the
Police.
blank.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody's thinking about
So
pipelines in Louisiana.
we've got a caravan of 1,000. Well, it's thousands.
There are
of Mexican-
thousands.
Well, people from Honduras mainly,
And Guatemala.
Guatemalans, Mexicans
No, they're okay,
coming through Mexico.
coming through Mexico.
But I'm sure some Mexicans have joined them at this point. They're advertising this on TV, mind you.
They're advertising it?
They are advertising.
Come on down, join our caravan.
I'm not sure if you heard the NPR story on the way over here, but
yeah.
They were saying how, like, pretty much, like, the way I heard about it is they aired it on TV, and so we went down, we saw the line, and hey, like, we can go with the safety of having a lot of people with us.
Well, that's the smart thing to do.
I mean it's better than going with like 5 people.
If you're traveling through unknown or dangerous territory, the more of you there are, the less likely the wolf will eat you.
Surely.
It's a
It's
herd.
odds.
It's a
It's
herd
built into
mentality
our
thing.
systems
Right.
of survival. Which you can't fault these people for wanting to get out of their crappy situation.
Right. If you're willing to leave everything behind, your family, your house,
I can
all your
empathize with that.
stuff.
I can empathize.
I mean,
with that.
that's got to be a jacked up place to live.
So, I mean, the question is,
I didn't use the word.
jacked up. You're getting better.
Yeah.
You're getting better.
Yeah.
We're almost TV 14.
Yeah, almost.
That's the next one down, right?
Is it? Yeah. Okay.
TV
TV 19.
But, I mean, like, so you think of it from a human rights perspective, like, oh my gosh, their countries suck. They're just trying to get out and make better lives for themselves and their family. Okay, I understand that. And that is not bad, right?
Right.
But apparently crossing over our borders and...
Okay. If they were to apply for asylum, and
good luck with that.
And asylum were to be granted, should we not, considering they've met all of the requirements in the law, should we not accept them gracefully into our nation?
I don't see why not. If you do it the legal route.
I'm right. I mean, nobody's
What
saying
is
they're
the-
going to come pouring across
Exactly.
the border. There's already that UN group, the fudge. They were on the radio today too. Anyway, that is doing refugee status, getting information from the people, who they are, where they're from, what their deal is, where do they want to settle. A lot of them want to settle in Mexico. Why? Because everybody speaks Spanish. They have similar cultures.
Sure.
Now, there are some that would like to come to America, but that's only because, our streets are paved with gold.
Well, and there are a lot of free incentives to come to America, or at least there was under President Obama, that are kind of starting to get shut down by President Trump.
Which are the free incentives?
As far as, basically getting I'm trying to think of politically correct way to say this.
Well,
getting the pass as far as citizenship, and just, essentially open borders, and
you know that our borders have been
the right to
porous for
vote, the right to get
okay,
health care,
right
the right
to vote
get,
is one thing.
and when you're not really a citizen,
right. Okay.
I'm not an expert on this. This is just things I hear on the talk box.
I get your point, except that
And whatever your point is, I'm just going to be the devil's advocate, right?
well, somebody's got to do it.
Exactly. That's what the show's about. So, give us your opinion.
Exactly. You know what?
That was my witchy Halloween voice, by the way.
That was Obama's fault.
The witchy Halloween voice?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you really don't, know, what
Oh,
you're
God,
gonna do.
you're killing me. Stop. You're killing me.
Yeah.
Welcome to America. Yeah. Anyway.
Anyways.
Hey, how about them pipe bombs, huh?
Pipe bombs, yeah, so that's the next political stunt that's going on. Oh my gosh, let's get scared. Let's vote for Republicans. Let's vote for Democrats. So let's
vote
be
for
divided
some-
as a country against all
Exactly.
these criminals that are running them.
Well, the criminals that are running the country?
Yeah.
That would be the corporations, yes?
The corporations, yes.
Do you know that it's
The
not,
banks.
Do you know that
yes.
it's not safe to eat cereal anymore?
Nothing's safe anymore. Everything causes cancer.
Monsanto has introduced that gene or whatever into the corn so that they can spray it with Roundup and not kill the corn. And now it's showing up in the food.
There you go.
Can't eat
Well,
cereal.
because of corn syrup. High fructose corn
No,
syrup?
this isn't for the
No?
high fructose corn syrup. That's
No?
that's a different strain of the plant. It's kind of like the other kind of plant that has different strains that do different things,
Right.
and they do them more effectively. There are different strains of corn. Some are good for biomass, turning into ethanol. Some are good for getting your corn syrup. You're extracting the sugars from it.
So do you know what color these jeans are?
They're probably blue. Blue. I mean, what color are your jeans?
I mean, why would you wear any other
What
color
color are
of
you-
jean?
I've got, what, a pair of hot pink jeans
I mean,
at
what
the
kind
house?
of jeans are we talking about here? I've lost track. So yeah, I think it's just all a bunch of tomfoolery. In my opinion, I almost think that the Republicans are setting up the caravan just to get people all riled up and saying, "Oh, we need a border, we need a wall." And,
Right.
Get
And
the troops
well-
going and all that stuff. But I think the Democrats are definitely behind the packages as well.
I think that when you get down to it, you may be right. That
It's just
that
all
it might be
tomfoolery,
be
folks.
some fanatic.
Mm-hmm.
Let's use the word.
Some
I see-
patsy that they brainwashed, or what do they call it? The MK Ultra program,
Right.
all that good stuff.
And he's going to be a fine, upstanding Democrat, and his neighbors would have never thought that about him. He was such a nice young man.
Right.
Right.
So moving on in the news, because we were going to try to be on something of a schedule tonight. We don't want to
Yes.
spin, but hey, we're gonna debate some stuff. We're not gonna read the news to you. We're gonna get down to the core of it, and take it to a
Now, the
Higher
question
level.
is, you planning on beating me in the debate?
Well, I mean, like I said earlier, I'm going to be the devil's advocate probably whatever way.
So you're going to be the master debater.
Well, I mean, there's a shortening nickname for that. I'm the masturbator, baby. Debater, of course.
Somebody's
That's
gotta
what it's short
debate
for. So, how about this one? So this lady tweets, if God made you male, then it's not a mistake. If God made you female, it's not a mistake. Any differences in that insults a perfect creator. Read your word.
Read my word?
Like the Bible. I
Oh,
suppose.
read the Bible.
Right.
Do they
and
not
so a
know
comedian
that?
responded to this.
Oh, good comedians. We like comedians.
Of course. God made you a brunette. Now you're a blonde. God gave you bad vision. You fixed it with glasses. Crooked teeth. You straightened them with braces. Trans people just try to change their outside to match their insides like you do. So sit down because Jesus said so.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jeebus.
Woo!
Can I get an amen?
Amen. So how about Trump wanting, apparently his administration, not necessarily Trump, but the administration wanting to end the legal recognition of trans Americans, which was started by President Obama. And this is according to the New York Times.
Well, at least it's well researched.
Well,
I mean, no, one would, okay, for a mainstream media
it's from the
outlet.
Department of Health and Human Services.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it's in
Okay.
the Trump's administration.
Oh,
cabinet.
wait. Right.
So they want to create a legal definition for gender, which I think a lot of people have debated, and it's gone back and forth.
Jesus Christ.
So are there like 6,000 genders? Or are there only 2? Science, is it exact? Is it only hey? There's all these
Okay,
differences in chromosomes.
Okay, you've got gender mixed up with
identity.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
I mean, they're
Get where I'm going with this.
okay. I'm ready, but
I was lagging. I was lagging.
I was cringing because I didn't know where you were going to go.
Well, I can go all kind of different places.
I'm sure you can.
So here's
That's what she said. Oh,
heyo. But ultimately, what this is about is not necessarily about deleting who a trans person is and not recognizing them. It's about Title IX law and funding for equal funding for males and females. So they want a better definition of gender so they can make sure that there is equal funding, which means that they are going with the birth gender.
okay.
And not necessarily the gender that you identify as. So technically, you can still identify as whatever you want, but not legally, which is the way it was technically before. It reverses Obama's decision.
Right. He's done his best.
He has definitely destroyed the trans thing, as far as basically kicking them out of the military.
But he's
he
the
made it legal.
anti-Obama. Anything that Obama did,
He did it with the health care.
He's reversed it.
Sure, which a lot of things needed to be reversed, in my opinion.
Except for the stuff that went through Congress. He can't just reverse that. But
so they did all this in the name of Title IX. My question is, do we need a Title X?
I don't know. What's Title I?
I don't know either, but I mean,
Okay,
I'm just
no.
saying Title X maybe include the
Right.
trans. But I mean, do you need a third bathroom, or should they be allowed in girls' bathrooms?
You know what?
Should it be dependent on a certain level of through your transition, whatever? There's a lot of factors there. Yes, you.
Yeah, thank you. They could do a unisex bathroom. You've got his, hers, and
Which is
unisex.
typically what they do.
And because there were
Which is, it's a bathroom that's buried, and usually the trans kids bitch about it.
when my kids were small, not all men's restrooms had places where you would feel comfortable, safe, or sanitary changing your kids.
Sure.
And in the unisex bathroom, there was generally one of those fold-down diaper station things. So I got used to using the unisex bathroom because it had what I needed
Sure.
as a man taking care of my children.
Well, and we've debated this topic before, and I think there's a very small portion of the population that this actually happens to. People they make it on the ads in the news that oh my God, some guy's gonna go in the girl's bathroom with your little daughter.
Right.
And
No, God.
It's really not about that per se. It's just recognizing trans people and accepting. Whereas the society has not always been accepting of the trans community, but it's a lot of the trans community, and people are just having to adjust to it.
Right. Well,
At least it's out there, and there's awareness now.
for a long time, society fully accepted slavery.
Exactly. I
And
have a couple
eventually
trans
they-
friends, and I'm in,
Yeah.
family friends, so I understand, and I've even counseled some.
And
So,
it's complicated.
It
It's a
is.
significant life decision.
sure.
And
And they face probably the most
Okay.
discrimination out of anybody, any group in the country.
no matter what you may personally believe, when you deal with a trans person, you should follow Wheaton's law. Do you know Wheaton's law?
What is that?
It's don't be a dick.
Well, there you go.
No, if you look up Wheaton's law on the Interweeble, it will return that particular statement.
Well, and my conclusion to this one my conclusion point, I suppose, was that obviously being trans doesn't affect my life, so why should I care? And it doesn't affect the government, so why should they care? Ultimately,
Sounds
however,
reasonable.
when it comes to government funding, that does affect everybody. So
Okay.
they do need to get a legal definition, and that is definitely normal to get a legal definition whenever you're doing, political funding.
Makes sense.
Exactly.
Ma-
So
no,
they need to
mean-
figure something out,
Right.
and we can't have 6,000 definitions of gender.
Right, and
know.
you can only—I hate to say it—but you can only belong to one group. You can't.
You were born as this or this,
No,
and
no,
it
no.
simplifies
But
it.
it's like I can't join this organization, let them count me as a member to get funding, and join other similar
Right.
but different.
Well, they had the guy
organizations.
that pretty much claimed he was a woman to get cheaper car insurance up in like New York State. Like
No.
yeah, and they worked. I mean, so
Really?
it's just like I can identify as a freaking panda, and I'm on the endangered list. I mean,
But
like
you can't
that's where
get
it's
a-
going.
You can't get a driver's license if you're a panda.
Well, it's true. It's true.
Not
But
even if you're
But
a
at least I'm
trash panda.
multiracial, baby.
Now, see me, I'm down with the trash pandas.
So we got about 5 minutes left of some news. Anything on your top of your list?
Oh, well, since we were talking about the caravan earlier, someone in the federal government has requested that the military move its troops south to protect the border.
Okay. And you said it violates some kind
Posse
of...
comitatus.
Okay.
You are not allowed to deploy the U.S. military within the United States.
Which
now,
they've
in-
been doing the urban training, within the United States
Right.
for a good while now.
Now, National Guard is different. You can use the National Guard, you can use them
Sure.
locally, and you can send your National Guard units to help
Well,
another
according to the
place.
administration, it's reinforcements for a national crisis. They're helping the border
But-
control.
They're theoretically using trained soldiers to do law enforcement. What, are they sending all the...
The police state's coming, man. You hadn't realized yet? Come on.
I'm
the
di-
hammer's coming down.
I'm dying here. This just not...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not...
We gotta bow to our masters, Mob. Come on, man.
It-
Get with the times.
do I
Get
have
with the
to?
times.
I don't want to get with the
Just
times.
stare at your phone. It'll be all okay. It'll be all okay.
In anarchy.
Yeah, so it's craziness out there. I don't want to necessarily talk about this one. Oh, this one happened in New Orleans. Get this one. A man was catfished with erotic messages. So he goes to this place down in New Orleans, thinking he's about to get a little whoop whoop. However, he had a warrant out for his arrest, and he was ambushed by bounty hunters. So, if you got a warrant out for your arrest, look out on them dating sites.
Right,
Because
exactly,
it might
please.
just be a cop making a profile of a hot woman coming to talk to you, sending you some nudie pictures, and boom, it's the popos.
You know what? It probably doesn't take much time, and they can probably fish a whole bunch of these.
It's just
Random
like the
felons.
Dateline
You
to
grab-
catch a predator.
You grab titty pics from the internet, you plug them into your email, and boom.
So,
I'm sorry, that was rude.
but the dude ended up shooting at the cops, and
Oh.
now he is wanted for attempted murder.
Oh, I'm surprised.
And he's arrested, actually.
Oh, okay. I'm
Not
surprised
wanted. He
he's
is
not
indicted, I guess.
deceased. I mean, generally,
Well,
if you shoot at the-
cops think twice about putting a cap in someone nowadays. And they got the body cams and
right, and that's a good thing. But if somebody's
Sure.
shooting at you, I think you're within your not rights, but within your job description to stop the assailant from assaulting people.
yeah, I would say so. I would say so.
I mean, I would think that would be part of your job description.
Of course.
If somebody's shooting around, you want to stop them from shooting.
Well, and that's why we got the concealed carry law.
There are some people I wouldn't trust with a gun.
Well, some people, yeah.
There are some people I don't trust with a car.
So get this, and this might end up being our little last news story of the night. And if we have a little more time, we can always go back to the stories we got left. The situation heating up in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, it's kind of a nasty situation. We kind of talked about it last week a little bit. The reporter from the Washington Post, Jamal Khashoggi, that might be mispronunciating that, but he was murdered at the consulate. He was apparently lured there and he was talking trash about the Saudi prince.
Right. He was
Or the new regime.
He was trying to get paperwork so that somebody could legally get married.
Right. Possibly him and his girlfriend or whatever. And they claimed that there was a rogue attack when they were interrogating him, and there was a fight.
Right.
And then they killed him. But Turkey's government had evidence. Then finally, Saudi admitted it.
Right. It was premeditated.
Right. And Trump says, get this. This was what killed me.
Oh, God.
Trump says that he wants to believe the Saudi government because they buy a lot of stuff from the United States government. And that's a lot of jobs.
Well, no, that is,
Meaning, we're in
a few thousand jobs making weapons that we can sell to someone who uses them to oppress someone that we don't like.
All right, exactly.
Therefore, we don't really get our hands dirty, and all these people have jobs.
The way they spin it. So, he also said that this was the worst plan, the worst execution, and the worst cover-up of all time, meaning that they should have had a better plan to murder this guy.
Right.
They should have had a better execution.
Of the plan, yes.
Well, and of the person. Execute the person.
Oh, okay.
That could have mean that. I mean, execute. And they should have covered it up a little bit better. They should have lied to the public a little bit better. So, it's kind of interesting.
Well, I mean, think about it. They had the body double. They had the body double leave the embassy in dude's clothes. I mean, he was doing the street strut, so
the
the
girlfriend
cameras
was waiting out in the car for him.
I did not know the girlfriend was out there, but they have. Then that explains why the dude walking down the street is not enough video evidence. Now, what I want to know is how did the Turkish government, Turkey's government,
because I think he left from there,
know all the stuff that's going on in the Saudi embassy? They got that place bugged?
Because this is all political theater.
But somebody was watching somebody do something and didn't stop it. They just watched it.
Yeah, well, I mean, who knows? Who knows? But apparently they have surveillance. And they had audio of the entire thing, I know for a fact.
I don't listen to that. I mean,
it's pretty intense.
No, I mean, not that I'm unwilling to face the truth, but listening to someone's tormented.
But the WWE is running a show there. They are scheduled to run a show there the first weekend of November, and they've kind of been just in limbo as far as the tickets still aren't on sale over there yet.
What's the name of that show?
It's called
Emerald?
Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel. Okay.
Crown Jewel. A lot of the wrestlers and the staff are boycotting, wanting to go.
I can understand that.
I can fully understand that. So John Cena doesn't want to go. A couple of the big names don't want to go. So it's almost dead in the water. And the WWE has reportedly been looking up for a backup location, just in case it does get canceled.
Let's do it in Yemen.
Essentially, we know that Vince McMahon has a wife that is in Trump's administration, so they've been kind of waiting on orders from higher order.
Yeah. So it's all a scam.
It is a big political story.
We are set up to get screwed over. It's not about
the New World Order, baby.
It's not about us. It's the people that are extracting the wealth from the system.
Yep. They're going to take our money, which is pretty much, worthless paper, IOU.
Fiat currency is bull.
Some fractional reserve banking. We don't want to get into that.
Right. Well, we could.
We always could.
And then we could start talking about the bankers.
But to finish off the WWE thing, we don't know whether they should do their show. Honestly, at this point, I don't think they should. But some bad news, some bad news for the WWE.
Even worse?
Well, yes. It just sucks for this guy, Roman Reigns.
Yes.
Who is their top dog. He, I I didn't realize this, but he apparently had been battling leukemia and had overcome it and been in remission like his entire career.
Right.
But it's come back.
Oh, man, that sucks.
So Roman Reigns had to give up the world title. And now at Crown Jewel, it was scheduled to be Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, and Braun Strowman, the monster among men. And yeah, just a big old dude. So needless to say, Roman Reigns gave up the title, so the title's vacant now, and Lesnar and Strowman are going to fight it out for the title.
Right.
Maybe in Saudi Arabia, I don't know. So, got to wish Roman Reigns the best, of course. Sucks for him.
The McMahon organization, a spine and a conscience.
Well, and I mean, they're definitely deep in bed with the Saudis, which doesn't look really good for the company.
Well, it's all about the money, huh?
That's it. Well, they made a 10-year, $450 million deal for shows. So.
Dude, serious cash.
Serious. Because they're, and it's a part of the propaganda movement to give the Saudis a better world reputation from the UN. Because they do so much business with them.
Right. Right. They do so much business. Let's
they have
not
a bad
talk about
reputation across
suppressing
the globe,
dissent
so.
and
Right.
the other fractions of
So it
religion.
is a propaganda campaign just to get people to think that, oh, I should take a vacation to Saudi Arabia. And like, oh, that's a great place. And,
Really?
right. So we can move on maybe from news for a second. We can always come back. It's 1836 or 636.
636?
Yeah. So we've got about 20 minutes left in the show.
Hey, I remember you said you had a list. And there was a list that was a list from last week that we didn't get to?
That's the list I got this week because we didn't get to the list last
week. Right. And
well, you said daylight savings is coming up, right?
yes, hallelujah. Well, or whatever they're going to call it, it's going away. We're falling back. And you know what? Once we fall back
at 5 o'clock,
we should stop. Quit monkeying with the time.
Right.
And
the
just
farmers do not like it.
Leave it alone. Leave it
A
alone.
lot of places got rid of it.
It sucks.
Yeah, if anything, I think they should reverse it.
Dude.
That way it just got dark later. I mean, like, it gets dark around 7 o'clock every night.
Right. Well,
it would get dark around 7 o'clock throughout the
think
almost
about
entire
every
year.
morning
That would be the baseline.
Every morning that you get up, it's been darker and darker and darker.
Oh, yeah.
At a certain point, we're going to go back to standard time.
We go back to work when it's dark outside.
Right. Let's just go to standard time and leave the rest of that foolishness. Foolishness?
The foolishness.
Yeah. We'll leave that foolishness.
Behaving tonight.
We'll leave that foolishness alone. Just one time zone and
behave. Behave.
Oh, stop.
So I've got some guides to moving your clock back. It's daylight saving clock. Okay, so with a smartphone, all you got to do is leave it alone. It does it with magic.
Yeah. With computers, they use magic too.
They use magic to set the clocks back.
It's automatically the right time.
Surely. With a sundial,
ooh,
all you have to do is move over one house to the left.
I like that. Oh, man, I like that.
Okay, with a cooker, you need a master's in electrical engineering or a hammer in order to set your stove or a cooker,
right.
Timer. That's what it said. A car clock. It's not worth it. Just wait 6 months.
Right.
You can always set back the hour.
Either that or you let one of your preteens sit in the front seat and do it for you.
Right. Because I don't have time for that.
I'm driving.
And
they're just poking and the next thing you know, the clock's right.
No doubt. So, Mo, would you like to hear the secret behind some products?
Ooh. Now, what kind of products are we talking about?
Secrets! Just different products.
I mean, I know
I've only got
secrets, but they're not
five products. And
okay.
It's just a little...
Hit me.
I didn't know this about these products. So, have you ever heard of the company Hamilton Beach? They
Yes,
have blenders,
blenders,
toasters,
and
and different stuff like that. Apparently, they invented the vibrator.
Okay, good for them. Did they
Yeah.
make a fortune?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Did it? Well, it must have satisfied a need in the marketplace.
It did, and as the next one did, because there was probably a need for this in the marketplace. Thousands of years of smelliness. Lysol was originally sold. We all know Lysol
Oh, I was
was originally sold as a cleanser for lady parts.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Smell it tuna in here.
No, stop. Stop. But still, no. I mean, I know, okay, I can believe that it's like in... Stop!
Go! That's you! You smell that! That ain't me!
Everybody take a shower, please.
Shower before.
And while you're in there,
But what if
wash your mind.
What if you get it on after a Mardi Gras or something like that? There's gonna be a little tang in there.
You're killing me here.
How about strawberries and Quaker Oats are really apples?
What?
Yeah.
They're not strawberries then.
They're not strawberries.
They're
they just have
strawberry flavored apple?
They're strawberry flavored apples.
That's jacked up.
How about that?
See, I found the right word.
Did you know? I did not realize this one. This one was a shocker. That
Wait,
Mountain.
the shocker?
Two in the thing. I understand. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Back to your shocker.
Mountain Dew
Oh, God.
is mostly orange juice.
Really?
I did not notice.
I did not know that.
notice.
What they put as...
That
Uh-oh.
makes sense. Oh, and
Oh, it's
I didn't say the sports story because I figured he'd call the last minute of the show. All right, it's Corey. What's going on, Corey?
What's the deal, baby?
How you doing, man? First caller of the night. Of course, you always like to wait to the last minute, Corey. Not that it's the last minute. I mean, we got 14 minutes.
How y'all doing tonight?
Oh, pretty good, man. So we were just talking about the WWE story. You still think they're going to end up doing the show over in Saudi Arabia or what?
I don't know what you think.
I don't think they should. It's getting them bad press right now. It doesn't look good that they're in with the Saudi regime. It looks like they're just kind of money hungry. And they should, a lot of the talent, as far as the wrestlers, they don't want to go over there and wrestle right now, especially while they have a lot of bad press.
You know what I would do?
What's that?
Take that pay-per-view day and go to Houston with it.
Ah, man, go to New Orleans or something with it, right?
Yeah.
Which they would never do that. If anything, they might even do something in Europe.
That would be nice. But we would be overseas, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They haven't even started selling tickets. So I don't think they necessarily have anything set up right now. But it's a shame about Roman Reigns, huh?
Yes, it's insane.
What were your thoughts whenever you saw that? It was just kind of you were bummed out, or because I know you like Roman Reigns.
Yes, my buddy.
But you know what? It's like people always boo him, just because they. But I don't think they're going to boo him anymore, even once he comes back, because I think he will come back. Because as somebody who's beaten cancer before, Corey, I got to say, I think Roman Reigns, he's got that. He's got that. He's the big dog in the yard.
Well, when he come back, he coming for that belt.
I agree. Well, it'll probably take him a couple years to come back. But, he's main evented WrestleMania the last 4 years. So it's just who's going to be the next top guy. And that's going to make WWE television very interesting to watch, Corey, because they are changing up everything. Who's the next top guy to take Roman Reigns' spot? I agree with you, Corey, because right now Brock Lesnar only has one more match left with the WWE. So I think Braun Strowman is going to take the torch. And I think Drew McIntyre is also going to be getting the Rockets put on him to the main event.
I want Braun Strowman to win that belt.
Yeah, I think Braun Strowman is going to win the belt, but get in a feud with Drew McIntyre afterwards.
And then you see, that's going to make him turn good.
Who, Drew McIntyre? Or, no, I think they're trying to go Braun Strowman going back to a good guy.
Oh, I thought he was a good guy.
Well, he turned bad guy to fight the Shield. But now they're changing him back to a good guy again. So he only had about a 3-week run or about a 1-month run as a bad guy.
Oh, all right. All right.
So how about the Saints, Corey? A big win last week against the Baltimore Ravens. The Saints. Drew Brees has now beaten every single NFL team in the NFL. Only 3 quarterbacks have done that ever, but Drew Brees is one of them. And now we got Minnesota this week. What are your predictions, Corey?
We could call him the greatest.
Would I call Drew Brees the greatest? I think he needs to win one more Super Bowl, Corey.
One more Super Bowl?
Yeah, I would love to see the Saints against the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl this year and Drew Brees take it to Tom Brady. Then there would be no question who the greatest of all time is.
Goat.
I want to see Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, man.
The only way I'd want to see Tom Brady in the Super Bowl is if it's with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Who dat? Taking it to the
Who Dat Nation?
Who Dat Nation, taking it to the New England Patriots.
Oh, yeah. They have to take it because.
Well, I mean, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
So beating the Patriots is the way it works?
How about Evolution? Well, I heard they were even having trouble selling tickets to the first time ever all women's pay-per-view. I don't think it's because it's an all women's pay-per-view. I think it's because the writers and the bookers of the matches have come up with horrible ideas for matches.
Right. So it's a bunch of bad cards.
It's a bad card. Nobody wants to see Ronda Rousey against Nikki Bella, who doesn't have that much wrestling ability.
Right.
Nobody wants to see a women's battle royal with some of the best women's wrestlers in there when they could be fighting a match.
Right.
So really the only match that I'm really looking forward to that's this weekend, by the way. But the only match I'm looking forward to is the last woman standing match with Charlotte and Becky Lynch.
Do they have like a ladders and tables event for the women?
They usually don't do table stuff because they're so light that they don't go through the tables.
Oh, okay. But I mean, I would think that would add an extra dimension.
They've tried it before, but they don't go through the tables.
Okay. Oh, which means there's pain involved. Even more
Right,
more
it's
pain
like,
involved. Yeah.
They're too skinny to go to the tables.
All right, they are pretty light. They are pretty light. So Corey, we had our little Saints talk. We had our WWE talk.
Yeah.
So it's always good as always to hear from you. We appreciate the call, man.
Oh, yeah. You got some trivia?
Some trivia. I don't know. Shoot. Oh, you always catch me on the spot, Corey. I need to start writing, doing that in my prep. Like Corey trivia.
Okay. Do you know where your mama was last night?
Do you know where your mama was last night, Corey?
Home sleeping in the bed.
Home sleeping in the bed, and that is correct.
Yay!
Corey, we appreciate the call, man. We're going to wrap the show up. We've only got about 7 minutes left.
Y'all be good. We're going to talk next time.
All right, you have a good
Later,
one.
dude.
Peace. All right. So we've got a little bit of studies in this days in history. Maybe one more list left, I believe. Let's see. Oh yeah, one more secret behind products, and we were on that, I guess, before Corey called. Play-Doh originally was wallpaper cleaner.
Yes, that one I knew.
Okay. This one I thought was funny. 5 rules for eating boudin.
Wait, rules?
5 rules for eating boudin.
Oh, Baby,
and it's basically for guys.
Tell me how to eat
For
that
guys,
boudin.
mainly.
Okay, go
rules
ahead.
for guys to eat boudin. First off, never close your eyes when you eat your boudin.
Go ahead.
Number 2, never look at your partner in his eyes. And they even said partner.
Right. No, Podna. Yeah, exactly. Podnuh. Yeah.
Number 3, eat fast. Can't have that in your mouth for more than 1 second. Number 4, no big bites. Don't put that whole thing in your mouth, you.
Next.
No licking. That's just
Oh,
nasty.
yeah, well, no licking.
So I thought that one was a pretty good one. A little bit of on this day real quick, I guess, and then we can kind of finish out with whatever news stories we had left. Let's see. We don't need to go over that one. Oh, I thought this one was interesting as far as one quick study. 1/4 of college students, and this is based on a research study, let's see, done in one of the major newspapers, but 1/4 of college students could develop PTSD because of the 2016 election. Significant distress is reported, and what the article was saying that I read about is
yeah.
that these little patsies
Jeez,
are too
God.
delicate for the real world. That
That's-
it's just like, if you had developed PTSD over an election,
No, that's
Really?
bullshit. Bull.
bull honk. You
Honk.
made it almost through
Oh, God! I did so
We need
well
to get
up
a
to
jar
this
here. We
point.
need to get a jar.
Yeah, well.
All right, so on this day in history, it was really kind of a boring day, but there were a couple of things. How about this one? Albert B. Fall, taking the fall, 1929, the first U.S. cabinet member to go to jail on a bribery. So we need more of that happening.
What year
now.
was that?
1929.
1929. We need to put more of these bad boys in jail.
You know.
Stop that white collar foolishness. Lock them up. Give them hard time.
Let's see, first microwave oven in 1955.
Yeah, after they figured out that the birds were dying from being cooked in the radar range.
There you go.
That's a matter of
1960.
fact, a Amana. That's what they called their microwave, the radar range.
1960, the first electronic wristwatch. Do you have one?
I do not. Mine's mechanical.
Oh, it's mechanic. I figured you'd be a mechanical kind of guy.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm a non-watch.
Non-watch.
Kind of guy.
Right. You got a phone. Do you need a watch?
1964, and this is one of my favorite, NFL highlights of all time. And it actually got the #1 football folly of all time. Jim Marshall from the Minnesota Vikings runs 66 yards the wrong way.
Oh.
So he recovered a fumble, and
And
he's
ran
thinking
the
he's
wrong
running
way.
for a touchdown, but he's running the wrong direction, and he runs for a safety.
Oh!
So, and he once he thought he ran in the end zone and he thought he scored, he threw the ball up in the air, and so he's like, all right, touchdown, but it ended up being a safety.
That's just
And it was
messed
the
up.
#1 folly of all time. So, a good little memory there.
Yeah.
1978, Halloween was released, the movie.
Yes.
And it is now
Jamie
the
Lee
#1 movie
Curtis.
in the box office.
Yes, and #1 movie with a female lead over 55 and blah and blah and blah.
And blah. But I
Yeah.
think Jamie Lee Curtis is still high. I mean, they
Oh,
don't make
yeah.
her look very hot in the Halloween movie.
No, but
But
she's
definitely still
she's
high.
a
I've always
gorgeous
thought
woman.
Jamie Lee
She's
Curtis.
a gorgeous woman.
I've always been a big fan.
Yes.
to
Oh,
say the
big
least.
fan.
Ever since I saw her tatas, probably as a little kid on Trading Places.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, 1990, Evander Holyfield beats Buster Douglas for the heavyweight title. If you remember, Buster Douglas was the one that beat Mike
Mike
Tyson.
Tyson, right.
And when Mike Tyson was kind of spiraling out, and Buster Douglas was the one to benefit off of that.
Right.
He really wasn't that great of a boxer.
No.
Mike Tyson was supposed to knock his ass out, but Holyfield ended up
But we
benefiting.
got Evander, the real deal Holyfield.
We got Evander the real deal Holyfield, who in his rematch against Mike Tyson bit his ear off.
right.
So we all love that, and then that unfortunately was the end of boxing. Nobody's cared ever since.
Yeah.
Other than maybe like your Floyd Mayweathers, your small boxers. But
Manny Pacquiao.
as far as heavyweight division, nobody has cared since then.
I quit caring after Muhammad Ali retired.
Let's see. Birthdays. Pablo Picasso, 1881. Bobby Knight, the basketball coach, 1940. 1984, Katy Perry. I didn't realize she was near my age.
What?
Yeah, Katy Perry. How about that?
Man.
Some good Hillary nicknames.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, because we had Clinton was called
Right.
an Islam's whore by the Liberty political party in Britain on a radio show. Some other nicknames that she goes by, other than Islam's whore, Killary.
Hillary, that I've
Hitlery.
heard. Hillary, I've heard.
Hitlery.
Yeah.
Crooked Hillary, of course. That's Trump's
yeah,
favorite.
that's Trump's favorite.
Wicked Witch of the West Wing. I had never heard that one. That's
That,
pretty good,
okay, yeah, yeah.
And
That one's
finally,
solid.
the devil. Subtle.
Not even.
So,
I mean, are we talking Satan, Beelzebub? Or
I think
are we
probably the
talking
most accurate is either Killary or Wicked Witch of the West Wing. So either way, it's been a good show.
It has.
Yes, I thought we were like just meh last week, but we upped our game.
Exactly. There was a game, we upped it.
So if you watch our replay, and you like what you saw, give us a call next week.
Exactly. We're here for you, people, because
Yep.
we love you.
All right, peace, Katie Ann. Later.
Deuces.
All right. Yeah, turn the stream off.
That's what she said.
Turn in the paint. Turn the stream off and turn in the paint.
Yep, because the pink's got to go in the envelope. Oh, jeez. Or, no, in the mailbox.